Hey, so I want to do a video on the power of being calm. I think it's a very important topic. I think it's a forgotten art in our society, and it is an art. And I think people are very disconnected from their emotions. And if people would focus on, just calming down in certain situations, I think a lot of people would be better off. You think about when if there's a time you went to like the store, the supermarket, and there's that someone who didn't get their refund or get what they wanted, so their first reaction was to just start, yelling and cussing at the cashier or the store manager, or wherever you work at. It's a good chance that there's a lot of negative energy because someone didn't get the job they wanted or whatever reason, but they got to go and you know complain, yell at their friend, oh, this person did this to me, and oh, this is so awful. I think if as a society we took a moment and just reflected on how we're feeling, the perspectives of whoever we're dealing with, and just focus on calming down, I think we'd be a lot better off. I think a good indication is your breathing. You can tell a lot about your emotions from how you're breathing. If you're just shallow, like, you're going to be angry. If you want a good trick, I've been practicing this a lot lately. A good trick, if you do want to calm down, just focus on your breathing. Just don't think about anything. Just kind of, you can put your hand on your chest, see how your heart is, your breathing pattern. If you want, longer breaths, it's amazing. You'll calm down so much faster. Just, take that extra moment. Just, even close your eyes and I think it is a lost art in our society. I feel I strongly encourage people to start, focusing on their breathing more. That's the best indication. When you calm down, you just have an overall clearer head. You're able to process information better, make better decisions than, your first reaction, get angry and just start screaming at someone. Just calm down, do the breathing trick, think about their perspective. You're going to be, much better off. It's a Being calm is a primal instinct in the animal kingdom. Like the leader, especially dogs. I've been reading a ton about dogs lately. They're the leader of the dog pack is the calmest one out of all of them. He's just calm, cool, and collect all the time. Well, obviously, unless he gets like attacked or something, but he's always calm, and he has to be because he's leading by example. The dogs, their communication is their body language, their energy, and so they're the best indicator. They can tell, if one of the dogs freaking out, then obviously something's wrong, and that's how they tell. But that's how the pack leader keeps them all collected. He just by his energy, he's just calm all the time. Doesn't get stressed out. Um, that's another good way to indicate how you're feeling is look at your dog. He's going to be a mirror of your emotions. A lot of people, they don't know this, but you just look at your dog, he's going to mirror exactly how you're feeling. He feeds off your energy, because you're the pack leader in his eyes or her. And you could even do the breathing trick. I've been, practicing with my dog. You just if you even like trying to calm him down, you can just like put your, like I've been putting my hand on his chest, and just practicing, the breathing. Sometimes I can tell he's like all shaking and kind of scared, so I'll put my hand on his chest and I'll just breathe with him, like. And after a while, he's shaking, and all of a sudden, he just calms down. Shaking goes away. So it's a bigger tool than I think people realize. Just you don't have to be blurting out and saying stuff in every single situation. You just take a step back, and I think we're just so used to filling in, like we think it's an awkward silence if the conversation takes a pause. It's actually a benefit. You just take that extra second and just process and just think about things, especially in negotiations. That's a tactic they actually use, is they know that people get like insecure in the middle of it, and all they have to do is just let the other person just explain and keep talking, and if they're just quiet and just like that, people get awkward. And if they shout out a deal and the person doesn't respond, just sits there and just looks at them, they're gonna feel like they need to fill that awkward silence, and then all of a sudden they're bidding against themselves. Say, okay, I'll drop the price down to this and stuff, just, and the person hasn't even responded yet. They're just sitting there thinking. People use that to their advantage. So think about that next time when you're in a conversation. It's not a bad thing to just take a moment and just be silent and think about and reflect about what you're talking about or whatever you're doing. Mike Krzyzewski, Coach K, coach of Duke University and coached the Olympic team. I read his book, and he said a huge tool he uses is poise. He said, if even if you don't feel calm, if you can act like it, you have that advantage. If you just look like, it's cool, I got this, I can't be rattled, he said you already have the advantage. And it's true, you never see him during games like, throwing clipboards and cussing at the refs and getting technicals and getting mad, losing his cool at the press conference. Even if he loses, they could have lost by 50, and he's gonna still just act the same way as if he won. And I think that's very, very good advice, and that's a huge advantage, is your poise. Just like the thing with dogs, people react off your energy, and he's got a whole team to deal with. So if he's all fired up, the team's gonna follow lead. But if he's calm, good chances are his whole team's gonna be calm. So that's what I got. Next time you're in that situation, just calm down.